Yeah, I guess it's time now, so I can just start talking and just talk a little bit about the onboarding process and then talk about ECH in general and the various tasks that are current tasks and ongoing tasks that are going on in the ECH community. So usually the process starts with the onboarding form. So that's why I put the link in the chat window. And actually, even I hadn't filled it out when I first joined the Ethereum community. And Pooja, I think you sent me the Google onboarding form, and I was able to fill it out because people hear about ECH from various whether from developers or because of they watching a YouTube video or through other organizations. So you may not know that the onboarding form is there. So yeah, if you fill it out, we know what your areas of interest are, and then we can kind of direct you to that area of ECH. So the form is there in the chat window, and I think I'll put the link again in the Discord channel in case other people who are interested have a hard time finding the form. Right now, the ECH website is under maintenance, but the Medium has all of the upgrades and all of the activities that are happening with ECH. So I put the link to the Medium articles in the chat window. So I'll see if I can share. Let me see. Share the screen. Okay. So it basically gives an overview of what ECH has been doing for 3 years. It's the third year celebrating the third anniversary. It started in January 2019. And the best way to look at it is as a decentralized project management community where people are contributing to process improvement related to network upgrades, related to protocol issues, related to integrating or finding a consensus among actors within the Ethereum ecosystem, and also improving community outreach and increasing public awareness of issues related to Ethereum. So kind of like a project, kind of like a project management system, but that's decentralized as we see contributors come and go, but the way ECH works is kind of consistent over time. And when I'm talking about this, I myself am a new contributor. I found out about ECH fairly recently. I found out about ECH wanting some new contributors in November via Week in Ethereum newsletter. And I joined the first meeting related to EIP editor apprenticeship program. And after that, I was part of the ECH ops team. And I started the new joiners meeting this January. So I'm also trying to figure out various tasks that are helpful for the community. And that's basically how various contributors do. Like they choose some tasks that they think that they can be helpful with, and then they kind of take ownership of that task. And hopefully that's something that ECH can work on. So but that's what we are trying to do. Okay. So I want to talk about the current tasks that are available, but before I talk about that, I'll talk just a little bit more about myself. I have a background in international law, and I was an academic for more than 10 years, and I don't have a technical background. So I actually was worried about how I could contribute to the community, but actually there are many varied ways in which I was able to. Oh, I think another person joined Xuanling 11. Welcome to the meeting. And yes, so this is a little bit of an introduction. And I would like to know about you as well. Oh, I see Sean Ling wrote on the chat. Thanks. Okay. And if you could talk a bit about yourself, like your background, what interests you have that bring you to ECH, then we can kind of talk about how ECH can align with your interests. And of course, after the newcomers, I would like Pooja, the herder-in-chief, to introduce herself as well. Thank you, Pooja. So Theron, would you like to go first?
Sure. So can you guys hear me?
Yes, let me
Yeah.
stop the screen share. Okay.
All right. So I've been a server admin for about 10 or 15 years. I recently kind of retired from that, and I have I have a lot of time on my hands these days, so I wanted to kind of help out the Ethereum community. I'm interested in learning more about the EIP process and possibly, getting in and helping out where I can in that. Or I don't know if you guys do any test net things. I could definitely, run servers for that or run software. I have some extra servers here at my house that I'm not using right now. So there's a lot of things like in that area I could help with. Um, and yeah, that's about it with me.
Thank you. I think we're definitely are very interested in your background because I think Pooja will elaborate, but the merge is happening this year. So there's definitely a lot of interest in that area. And Xuanling, would you like to, if you're not comfortable talking, you can even type your answer if you would prefer that.
Oh, no problem. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name's I go by Xuaning. This is the online land, but I go by JZ. So my background is right now I work in several DAOs, and I try to learn. I guess Ethereum is a very early crypto. And I try to learn the process of how Ethereum come up with the ideas and in order to process their proposals and actually implement it. So besides that, my background is a writer. I usually write education contents for several DAOs. Yep, that's pretty much it. And I try to meet as much as new friends in the crypto space and possible to contribute my time to help them. Particularly, I'm doing some research about DAO as well. So I can post my website and also my work in the link, just in case people are curious about it. Yep, that's pretty much me.
Thank you so much. And actually, I read on your form that you were interested in documenting meetings, and I think you said you made educational videos in the form. So maybe something you may be interested in for our group as well.
Yes, definitely. I'm very interested in one of the goal is just to educate general about crypto, and definitely, if I can help.
That's great. Thank you so much. And before I talk about the task that we have, the current and ongoing task, I would like to ask the herder-in-chief, basically the one who's kept this group going for quite some time. Pooja, if you could talk a bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much for a nice introduction, Shubhangi. And nice to meet you, Theron and Zuan. I am Pooja. I have been with the Ethereum Cat Herders for 3 years now. I joined in late January 2019. The group was initially formed in January itself, although the idea was seeded a year before 2019. Since then, the group has been contributing to the Ethereum core developer, the client developers in multiple tasks, organizing meetings, facilitating kind of sharing information so every stakeholder be on the same page with the development progress and many other things. While I was listening to like background of you both, I think you both can be a great asset to the team. First coming to Taran, I think in your form you mentioned that you would be interested in helping us with the technical support, like kind of website and other support. And you did mention that you ran a Discord server. Obviously, Shubhangi mentioned that testing is there, so we could take help of anyone who has additional resources available to participate in tests. And if you would be interested, I can probably put you in touch with the right team, the testing team, who are currently looking for some support, and maybe with the help of them, you can run a node or contribute participating into the Kiln testnet. That's the public version is going to be live very soon. Although the DevNet version is right now available, we do have specs available for that. And for the Ethereum cat editors perspective, we did mention in the beginning of the call this the web page is currently not working. It is being hosted by a third party, but we have been planning to move it to be hosted with the help of GitHub. So everything can be managed by community, any kind of edit, and the hosting, everything should be managed by community. So if you have expertise in that line and maybe the bandwidth to help us support, get the website run with the help of GitHub only, that would be awesome. So that's there. And talking about Zuan, I think you did mention about writing and content writing. So with the merge, we are looking for more of information sharing. We have people who sometimes share HackMD file, but those HackMD file can be way more technical for normal people to understand. But if we can have them documented in simpler form, like easy to understand for more people, so more community members get on board and they understand what's going on. Because at times when there is these kind of upgrades, there are many malicious parties becoming active. So we would want that, okay, you should not get into any trap if we have right piece of information. So probably we can make use of your expertise over there if you have that kind of bandwidth or so. So thank you so much for joining this call, and we'll be happy to take any questions if you guys have.
And I did notice that Xuanling said that he has done translation work for the Ethereum Foundation, I think, or I think the Ethereum organization. So if that's something you're interested in, yes, please reach out to me or Pooja. And I think Pooja also knows many other people in this ecosystem who can, who will be very interested in that.
Right, we have many people on our cat herders Discord server as well, like representative of various groups and various client team. So in general, if there is any question, we try to answer them on our own. If not, then we try to invite the rep of that team to get them answered. The idea here is to enable both parties, like anyone who wants to start contributing, volunteer, I don't know, anyway, we just want to facilitate that. And if there is anything you are already working on and you are looking for some kind of technical guidance or support, then we try to make an introduction to the related team. So you should be also making your contribution with your own project.
And now I would like to ask if you have any questions, and if me or Pooja can answer any of them. Okay, well, if you you may need some time to think about ECH and how you can contribute. So I actually was thinking of a few current tasks that you may be interested in, and I would like to talk a little bit about them. So there are about 5 or 6 tasks that people are looking for contributors for. For example, I'm just reading from a document and I'm going to be adding it to the link to the chat window so you can take a look at it. Let me get it right now. Okay, I will screen share it and then share the link. Okay. So there are open tasks in the ECH engineering group related to EIP bots. And let me screen share the GitHub page. Okay. So you can see over here that there's some task. If you're interested in that area, you can check out those open tasks and you can message a DM Alita or Pooja related to it. So that's something that people with the technical background may find interesting. There are other tasks, for example, let me see. Learn to Earn, which is George, Harvey, and Shashank are working on building a platform where participants can answer a few questions. After watching an educational video, for example, on EIP or Ethereum research topic, you can get rewarded for it. And I will post the link to the Learn to Earn GitHub page. Let me see. I see that Xuanling asked a question, how to reach out to you guys in the most, yes, ECH Discord is the best way to do it, yes. Okay. And this is the link to Learn to Earn, and this is the link to the EIP bots. Let me see.
So I think people interested in like content creation can also help us in Learn to Earn, because right now we are in the development phase of this project where we are creating this platform to which some content can be added, and the questions will be there to answer and get the reward as the per. But we would be looking in later stage content creators for that. Maybe from our existing videos, if someone can create a concise video of 5 to 10 minutes at the max, because generally what we have is 60 to 90 minutes. So that is another area where we can obviously use some help from community in content creation.
Yes. And there's some other things that I wanted to mention. Yes, so I'm part of the ECH Ops team. So we help coordinate events for ECH. And of course, we're looking for contributors. So even if you may want to, for example, attend an event, say if you're going to attend at Rio or Ethereum Rio or DevConnect, or you're interested in attending a hackathon or any event related to the Ethereum ecosystem, and perhaps you're interested in participating as an ECH contributor, then definitely we would be interested in supporting you, or we can figure out how that can be something that's part of the Ethereum community. So if you're interested in representing ECH as a contributor when you're attending this event, please reach out to me or Pooja. And regarding meeting documentation, you can find details about which meeting documents are available, or which documentation has support based on the Discord channels, and Pooja can give more information about that. But right now there's definitely a need for contributors regarding all core dev meetings and consensus layer meetings. So if you're interested in getting involved with documentation, you can definitely DM me or Pooja regarding that. Yeah, so I guess those are some of the tasks, and there's ongoing task, of course. You can get more information related to EIP on the P-Penny video series. So if you attend the P-Penny video series, you can get in-depth information about it, and you can get more ideas about how to contribute to improving the EIP improvement process. And the EIP IP meetings, you can actually get actively involved with people who are trying to change or streamline the process, and you can ask them for how you can contribute in a more technical manner. Right now, we can just direct you to those channels, but the people actually involved in those teams can give you more substantive information about how to help out. So yeah, I think that's about it.
So I'm gonna share the link to the ECH PM repository that contains some basic information that could be useful. Although this is like normal practice, it doesn't need to be repeated, but there are a list of files such as code of conduct, contribution guidelines, and you can also find some information around how, if at all you are interested into documenting notes, how you can do that. We have added all the templates and other related information to get started. So the idea here is to start helping out people in terms of that they can make their first contribution to Ethereum ecosystem if they are relatively new. But if you are already a part of the ecosystem and just want to start helping out with the Ethereum cat herders, let us know, and we can get you engaged with the right project.
Yeah, so I guess that's about it. And if you have any questions, you can continue that. We can continue the discussion on Discord, which is our main channel for communication. So if you have any last questions, please feel free to ask.
No, thanks a ton for all the info. I'll go through all these links you guys sent, and if I have any questions, I'll reach out on Discord there.
Thank you. And please don't, if you're interested in talking to more members, the ECH general meeting is on March 1. So you can definitely just attend the meeting and get direct answers for any questions you have.
That sounds good. I signed up for, I think, the next meeting here in, is it next week? The one where the editor apprenticeship meeting. So I think I'll see you then.
Okay, that sounds great. And Xuanling, if you have any questions. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to the meeting. And I look forward to being your colleague in the future. Have a good one.
Thank
Bye.
you everyone for joining.
Thank you. Bye-bye.